What is the link to your mind between what you do as a professional, as a psychologist, etc., and the way that you construct your books, or this book in particular, Stupid Children?
Well, what I do professionally is simply addiction work, and I don't do anything else. But as a, you know, I guess an academic psychologist or whatever, you know, in thinking about all the different theories of development and everything, I did go about creating circumstances that would create the characters that I wanted. You know, I had ideas of what my characters were like, personality-wise and behavior-wise, and I gave them backgrounds that would create those behaviors and those personalities.
Right. So it is a bit of an experiment.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a whole bunch of case studies running into each other, you know,
right.
Basically.
Yeah.
There's this amazing book that actually spurred my entire interest in psychology to begin with. It's called Psychopathia Sexualis. Psychopathia Sexualis is a book of case studies about deviant sexuality, written in 1886, I think, by Dr. Richard von Krafft-Ebing. And my father gave me this book. It was his mother's medical school textbook, and I saw it on the shelf when I was some age. I don't, you know, whatever age I was. And my father.
No. Come on, what age were you?
I think middle school, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe 11 or 12, something like this. And I said, "What's that?" And my father said, "It's a book. Go ahead and read it. You know, whatever. It's a textbook. It's a medical textbook. If you really want to read a medical textbook, go ahead." And I mean, I started reading it, and it's just, I don't know how anybody could read this and not be enthralled. It's just one story about a person after another, about their weird sexual problems, you know, and some of them, you know, it's 1886, so some of them are like, oh, he's gay, you know, which obviously isn't pathological, but some of them are, you know, describing necrophiliacs and people who would, you know, commit sexual murder, you know, people who got caught cutting the vagina out of a corpse that they, you know, raped. I mean, this is the sort of thing that, you know, I had no idea that this kind of thing happened. And I was like, what? You know, how is this? And so case studies to me are really, really fascinating. I love reading case studies, and I love specifically, I guess, reading about the things that I think are inherent in all humans, like sexuality and aggression. And so, I mean, just the variation and how those things can manifest is amazing to me.